Hello everyone, and welcome back to Katamari Damacy. On the last episode, we made another big old star, and the king was quite happy about it, and I rambled about how exhausted I am these days. I guess let's make the North Star. That seems like a nice thing to make. For some reason, I don't feel comfortable at all. Is it because our royal present is missing? No, that's not it. Oh, that's it. We get it. There is no center. There is no belly button. There is nothing solid in the center of the sky. That's why it's unstable, off-kilter, undignified, and preposterous. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we remember now. It's the North Star. I guess that was the end of that thought. All right, let's go. Who knows why? But make it exactly 10 meters. The closer it is to 10 meters, the brighter a North Star it will be. But there's a catch, or maybe two. How big the Katamari is to start with, nobody knows. But we will show you what 10 meters looks like. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 10 meters. My goodness, that is big. Very, very simple. When you think your Katamari is 10 meters, summon us with the X button. Much is expected of you, Prince of Diffidence. I don't know what diffidence is, but judging by the trend of his words, I assume that's an insult of some kind. Oh yeah, so at this level, I don't know how big my Katamari currently is, and I also don't have a time limit, so I just kind of have to guess when I get to 10 meters. Whoops. I kind of don't think I want to be in there at this point. Let me go somewhere else. I've also never been quite sure whether it's the boundary of the stuff around the Katamari or of the actual, Katamari ball itself. I believe it's the Katamari itself, but I really just don't know. And while I was thinking about it on the last episode, I was getting on to how exhausting the political situation here in the United States is, and I think no matter your political orientation, you can probably agree it's just exhausting. And I guess I'll just be on it. I tend to lean kind of left. I don't really like describing myself in left-right terms, just because, when you say that, people just kind of immediately make assumptions about what you believe. And sometimes it's just not true, and sometimes it's just needlessly negative. So in either case, it's usually best to just not think so binarily. And I sort of didn't want to imply that, I think Trump is evil by default. I am not pleased with how the early bits of this have gone, of his second term now. But I guess what I was getting at was, people are quick to look at what's going on and then start going look at these stupid MAGA people who support this stuff, and then the MAGA people are look at these stupid liberals who oppose these policies that are working and the strong leadership that we have. And it's hold on, let's take a chill pill for a second. Just stop that in its tracks, please, and just think more softly. That's the thing I think I was trying to get at when I was rambling about changing the way you speak to yourself. Is okay, so for me, there was a long time where I just wasn't into politics because I wasn't old enough to really understand what was happening and all that kind of stuff. And then when I was old enough to it was starting to get to be where I was going to be a voter, and I kind of felt like I should be a little more keyed into what's going on in the country. That's when that also happened to be, in high school. I turned 18 at the end of high school, so when I was starting to pay more attention to that kind of stuff, that was, you know, a rather upheaval, like a kind of an unsteady time in my life in general, just because the high school, you're a high schooler, and I think I've maybe alluded to my I don't want to say mental health problems, but like, I don't know, sometimes I get some pretty bad mood swings, and being a hormonal teenager didn't exactly help that. But when I started really focusing on like just speaking kindly and holding back those mean thoughts, it made a big difference, I think. And I feel like even if you feel like something is worth fighting for, even if you feel like something is worth worth really going after, I feel like you're doing no favors to anyone by getting that angry about it. If anything, you would be better served by learning to keep yourself in check so you can make a better decision going forward, right? Because, oh no, oh that was bad. Okay. I actually have no idea how close I am. Let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. We're not at all sure. Me either. Hold on. Let's weed out the evidence of our eyes. Hey, actually, I was not too far off. Does this look like 10 meters? Not to us, it doesn't. It's not even close, is it? Yes, it is. It's only half a meter off. Need more practice. Don't stare at it. See it with your mind's eye. It can't be anything but a flunky North Star. Use your mind next time. How about you use your mind? You're the king, bruh. Alrighty, let's just release it into the sky. And incidentally, while I'm thinking about it, I don't plan on this becoming a political channel. It's been on my mind a bunch, and I kind of want to get it out of my brain a little bit. Aw, good. Happy to help. I forget her name, but those little cutscenes they stick in my head quite a bit too, from when I played this when I was younger. But yeah, I don't intend for this to become like a politics channel. So don't worry about that. I'm a little stressed. Not gonna lie. But that's why we're playing games, to unstress and get these things out in a more relaxed environment. What is it? It's lacking a certain something. Is it our royal present? No, that's not it. Oh yes, we get it. Prettiness. The sky is not pretty at all. I disagree. It's rough and masculine, possibly sweaty. Same. But what we want is pure girlish prettiness. Should be loads of maidens like those on Earth. Okay, I guess we're going to get some maidens like a Chad. Be still, my heart. The earth is full of maidens, pretty maidens. This is another lucky day for the prince. Days like this don't come along often. Roll up as many as you can and make as maiden-rich a Katamari as you can. Beautiful constellation for a super fab, pretty sky. Most earth maidens are easily bored, so you only have 11 minutes. That's racist against women. We look forward to it, frisky prince. Okay. That girl kicked me down the stairs, but if anything, that just got us started on the level, so thank you, I suppose. So yeah, like that's kind of the direction I was thinking with the whole like talk to yourself nicer, because I think that this whole situation we're in is only being exasperated by the fact that people are just talking to each other pretty crudely. And I think that starts within yourself. If I may get a little Buddhist for a second. Like, I really do think that if you practice, if you start with being kind to yourself, and once you feel good about that part, like, you don't tell yourself how stupid you are or what a dumb mistake you made or whatever, then it sort of naturally transitions into just, that could be a problem. Like, being kind to other people almost follows from it. And, of course, it could be my disposition. I've always been a little more mild, and, I was talking about my hormonal teenage years as a high schooler, and honestly, even that wasn't that bad. Mostly manifested as, in a word, depression. But, a little bit less angst. But there was some angst there too, not gonna lie. I think we all have a little bit of angst when we're, 15 or whatever. But that's okay. Like, that's the part about it, is like, whatever happens, it's part of life. And I think people just struggle to come to terms with that, honestly. Like, they're so obsessed with the way things ought to be that they just cannot cope with the way that things are. And it drives people insane, to put it quite simply. I don't know. Be good to people, I guess, is what my main takeaway is. And be good to yourself. It doesn't stop at other people. It's okay to acknowledge a mistake. It's hard, but if you practice, like, it's literally just like anything else. If you just practice it, it gets easier. And I think that it would be a huge benefit. And honestly, I think that's how we make America great again. It's not going to be by slashing government budgets left and right and throwing immigrants out. It's going to be by having a good, hard look at ourselves as a culture and remembering kindness. And I think that's kind of missing right now, unfortunately. And it's just, the only problem is that even if I manage to turn a select few people, the chances that I will end up getting a message like that out into the wider world are depressingly small sometimes. But nothing for it. Oh God! Oh no! Oh, this is bad. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. We can sort this out. Yeah, alright. Back on track. And I guess to take another turn into yet another controversial topic, depending on your outlook, is religion. Like, I grew up in a very Lutheran environment, but, well, I wouldn't say very Lutheran, but we were Christian, and all my family are Christians and all that. That group photo was a bust. I would say it's probably not a great group photo if everyone ended up getting smushed into a Katamari and turned into a constellation. So, like, in my angsty high school years, I kind of had one of those, like, edgy atheist phases, there are too many 3 ladies in waiting. Yeah, what are they waiting for? And as I've grown older and I start to really examine my philosophy more, I realize that just growing up in that kind of environment has sort of shaped the way that I think. I don't know what's out there. It's hard to say. And all I know is that if there is something out there, I hope for wisdom. That's what I want. I wish to be wise enough to help the world, I suppose. I don't know. Sometimes maybe that's all you can do is just hope. And that is, I suppose, faith. Is the knowledge of things not seen. Things like that. I wrecked the annual physical. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's another abalone diver, wasn't there? Yeah, there you go. Haven't seen the present. Do not remember where it is, unfortunately. I guess where I was kind of going with the whole Christianity thing is like, I think one of your biggest takeaways from Christianity, if you have to take anything away from it at all, is to not be so antagonistic towards the world. That is, I think, what we struggle with the most is like I said earlier, is we envision too much how the world ought to be and can't come to peace with how it actually is. And I think a large part of the way that manifests is like I guess you see it in things like confirmation bias and things like that, where it's just like once you get into your little rut, it's hard to get you back out. And that is part of being human. But I guess when I think about it, like, this whole situation is just part of being human. And maybe there is no changing the world, you know? That's why I don't want to say I pray for wisdom, because it doesn't feel like that. It's more just sort of this background nebula of thoughts, I guess. I'm just like, man, I want to be able to see what needs to be done and to do it. And I think that is the not to sound like I'm tooting my own horn here, but like that I think is what humans, what it means to be a good person, I suppose, is like when your goal is aligned with the most broadly good outcome, I suppose. You know? Who knows? Someday the sun will explode and then we don't have to worry about anything anymore. And maybe none of the... Oh! There it is. Great. Now that I see it again, I do remember that. I just didn't connect it in my brain to this level. But like, you know, even if it doesn't matter in the end, we still, like, it matters now. If we can just, I guess I'm overreaching, you know? Like, the reason I feel kind of upset about the way things are, is, I see all this stuff around me that's upsetting, and I want to fix it all, but I'm just a dude. I don't have that kind of power, and I think that's God's way of telling you that, like, that's not your place, you know? Don't worry so much about it. It'll all work out in the end. I really do think that everything will work out in the end. So I guess after all this rambling, which I hope you'll forgive me, again, I'm just kind of letting off some steam here, but that, I think, is the main thing that I want to express to the world. Everything will be okay in the end, so you don't need to worry too much about it. Must hurry or the maidens will be bored. Quickly, quickly, we'll take the pretty rainbow back. We smell it. Oh, that's weird. There's a scent of maidens everywhere. Please stop saying that. It filled the cosmic space. Of course, there's 175 of them. Wonderful. The sky will be much more pretty, but of course, we will still be far, far prettier. This is our royal present. Is that a dress? I think it's a dress. Guess what? Guess what this is? Let's just release it into the sky. What do you feel? Oh my god, it's the cosmos! Virgo is back, the constellation of love. Pretty indeed. Alrighty. Well, that was a fun little adventure in Katamari and also my headspace. And I think on the next episode, it's looking like this is the last level. We're making Das Moon. So, dang, look at that. We're almost there. And we make great progress. And I guess I'm looking forward to getting to that on the next episode. So until then, just remember that everything will be okay in the end. So, till the next episode, see you later.